There are just some reviews that I absolutely love doing, and this is one of them. This is Belle Tress's Milano from their City collection. You may have heard me talk about this before, and that I absolutely love Belle Tress wigs. I wore them at the very beginning of my wig journey. The one thing that I struggled with at the time was their lace fronts. Many of them back then, at the time, didn't have extended lace fronts, and the transition from the lace to the ear tab was a bit obvious, okay? But if you've been here for a hot moment, you know that I have absolutely fallen back in love with Belle Tress wigs. Their City collection, their Luxe collection, they have absolutely knocked it out of the park. And this new Milano is no exception. I am loving this style. So just like all of the others within the City collection, they all have extended lace fronts, they have left-handed monofilament parts, and for the most part, the City collection of wigs are lower density. And that's what I'm really loving about Milano. I love the length, I love the wave pattern, it's really beautiful. And these fringe sections that are about 8 inches long are really, really beautiful. If you've never tried Belle Tress's Heat Defiant synthetic fiber, you're going to want to check them out because they're very fine in denier. They don't come with a lot of shine. They're incredibly soft and they perform really well. So I love that the full City collection is made from their Heat Defiant synthetic fiber. They are made in average size caps only as of the time of this review. And I would say that the City collection specifically fits really true to average, right? They're not a big average, they're not a small average. They are truly a true average. But let's take a closer look at Milano. I mentioned earlier it's got a left-handed monofilament part. So let me show you that parting space. Now you may see the lighter section right here. That's my hair grip showing through, and then my darker hair, my roots, showing through the lace. What you can do is use a little bit of powder and a small brush to put the powder right in this parting space to make it look a little bit more natural. As I mentioned earlier, the City collection has extended lace fronts. So what that means is that the lace is running all the way into the ear tab. So if you wanted to wear this piece away from your face, you can absolutely do that with confidence because of that wonderful extended lace front. That's a cap feature that I really, really love. Okay, so why don't I do a turn so that you can see Milano on all sides. So clearly this is my front. I mentioned already, it is lower density. I think that you can see that. You'll especially see it when I do a turn, but I always do the tuck test. Can I tuck it easily? And you absolutely can, okay? So here is this is my right side, and you'll see that beautiful fringe layer here. It's beautiful, isn't it? And then the back, my left-hand side, and then back to the front. The one thing that you may find when you first get Milano home is that these front sections were sort of doing this, okay? So 2 tips for you. Number 1, play around with the fibers just with your hands. Get your fingers in there to help to redirect those fibers. That's strategy sort of number 1, and that's all I did to this particular piece. But what you could do is that you can take this section that's flopping forward and you can pin it back like this, apply low heat with your hair dryer, leave it pinned back as it cools, and it's the cooling process that helps to redirect those fibers back to where you want it to go. All right, let's talk about the lengths on Milano. And overall, you've got 20 inches. So it is a longer piece, but the layers within this piece range between 8 and 18 inches. So these front sections, as an example, would be 8 inches or just, yeah, about 8 inches, because my face from hairline to chin is approximately 7 inches. The nape is 12 inches, and then altogether this piece weighs 5.5 ounces. This particular wig comes in a wide range of different shades. Now, I have it in the color Raw Sugar Blonde R. R standing for rooted. So as you can see, it is a rooted shade, and it has a medium root. I think the rooting is done really beautifully. It's not stark. In my opinion, it's not too dark. And then you've got the main shade that is really, it's a blend of 4 different colors. So you've got a neutral, light blonde, you've got a honey blonde running throughout it, you've got light brown, low lights, and pale golden blonde. So all together, when you blend all of those shades together, to me it's reading as a neutral blonde. It is really, really beautiful. Picking out shades online, I know, can be really challenging. So I brought another Belle Tress wig. This is Belle Tress's Isabelle from their Luxe collection, and this color is called Burnt Biscuit Blonde. The one thing that you need to know is that on City Wigs and Luxe Wigs, there are different sets of colors. For example, you can't get Burnt Biscuit Blonde on a City wig. But let's take a look at the difference between Burnt Biscuit Blonde and Raw Sugar Blonde R. Okay, so if I put it side by side, I think what you'll see is that, let me just get that there. I think what you'll see is that Burnt Biscuit Blonde is lighter, it's brighter, it's a little bit cooler than Raw Sugar Blonde R. If you are familiar with Raquel Welch's Shaded Biscuit, I would say Burnt Biscuit Blonde is the closest to that shade, versus Raw Sugar Blonde R is very similar to Raquel Welch's Shaded Sand. All right, let's go ahead. I'll take MILANO off so that I can show you the inside of her cap. As I mentioned before, you've got a left-handed monofilament part, and then you have that extended lace that runs all the way into the felt-covered ear tabs, and then you've got wefted sides, back, and extended nape, and Velcro adjusters. If you're new to my page, you may not be aware that I'm not a wig retailer. My job here is to help you navigate your hair loss journey, but finding a reputable retailer is super important. So I recommend that you shop at wigsbypattispearls.com. I have a discount code to help you save. It's Erin, ERYNN 25. Stay well and stay safe. Bye, everybody.